Hi, I'm Sylvia Worsham. Welcome to Focus Fridays and welcome to the segment From Victim to Empowered. Let's go over victim mentality. That's a very big pattern of behavior that's rearing its ugly head during COVID-19. It is something that has been happening in all types of relationships, especially when the fear has gone skyrocket. So what does victim mentality look like, say, in your health? In your health, it could be an excuse you give to COVID. I can't go exercise because of COVID. Even if you have an exercise room in your house, it could sound something like this. My kids won't let me exercise, so I just don't make the time to exercise. Excuse, blame others. Okay, that's victim mentality. In your relationships, it's, you know what? He made me so mad. He made me mad. He triggered me. Victim, classic victim. In your career, this is what it sounds like. If you're working on a team and you're trying to get a sales goal, you could say something like, you know, I did my job and my teammate, he didn't pull his share or she didn't pull her share, and that's why we failed, because they just did not do their job. I'm always doing everything. They never do anything. Classic victim. So what are the tips? The first very big tip is to interrupt that pattern of behavior. Interrupt it with something physical, something loud, to bring awareness to your conscious mind, because that victim pattern is coming from your unconscious mind. It is on automatic. You are reacting to a feeling. You're easily getting triggered. It goes from thought to feeling very, very quickly, and from feeling to reaction, habit, result. That's how it works. So what you want is you want to interrupt it at the thought. You want to interrupt it before it gets to a feeling and you're reacting, even before you react. So interrupt that pattern, do something physical. Maybe ask yourself, I'll give you an example. Last night, there was an exchange I had with a family member via text. It got pretty negative pretty fast. And this is what inspired this video. And so this was the scenario. I got triggered. And instead of interrupting the pattern and getting out of there, I engaged. So a question you could ask yourself to interrupt the pattern could be something like, is my response going to diffuse the situation, or is it going to escalate it? And you can ask yourself that. You can interrupt it with a power move. You can interrupt it by walking away for 5 minutes and just kind of lightening the mood. You can interrupt it in any number of ways. So pattern interrupt is tip 1. Tip number 2 is take ownership for your role in that situation. I took ownership by apologizing this morning via text. I said my tone and my response was not warranted. I apologize for being rude to you via text. That one's on me. Take ownership for your role. If you escalated it, take ownership for that and let it go. The third and final tip is to forgive yourself. Give yourself grace, guys. The emotions are really high during COVID. People are getting very, very antsy during this time. Stress levels are climbing. People are losing their temper a lot. Realize these are patterns of behavior. This is not the person. This is a pattern that's showing up to wreak havoc in their lives. It wreaked havoc in my life last night. And so I forgave myself and I forgave the person, my family member. Right off the bat, I just forgave them and just let it go. So again, tip number 1 is interrupt the pattern. Tip number 2, take ownership, responsibility. Respond. It is your responsibility. It's your ability to respond. Take that ownership back on you. And third and final tip is to forgive yourself and forgive others and make this a daily habit. I'm Sylvia Worsham, your host of Focus Fridays. Thank you so much for tuning in to this segment, From Victim to Empowered. Stay safe. Love you all. See you next week.